Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever just stopped and wondered what makes the world tick? You know, the hidden forces that are shaping everything from the price of your coffee to the huge decisions being made in corporate boardrooms? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain.
And it really all starts with this one simple mystery. We see it all the time, right? A government program that sounds great. A new company policy. Heck, even a personal goal that seems totally noble on paper. But then, in the real world, it just backfires spectacularly. So why does that keep happening?
Well, here's the secret. The answer has almost nothing to do with how good someone's intentions are. It has everything to do with this one powerful and honestly often overlooked concept: incentives. This is the secret language that the market speaks.
And once you get a hold of this secret key, you can unlock a whole new way of seeing how the world actually works. So let's get right to it. What exactly is an incentive?
It's actually beautifully simple. An incentive is just, well, it's anything that nudges a person to make one choice instead of another. That's it. It's the fundamental driver of pretty much all human behavior in a market system. You see, people respond to what they're rewarded or punished for doing, not what we wish they would do. And it's so important to expand our thinking here, because it's not just about money. Sure, you've got the financial incentives like wages and profits, but then there are the social drivers, like our status or what other people think of us. And we're also moved by psychological things, like fear and pride. And of course, there are the big ones, the institutional rules, the laws that shape our world.
This really gets to the core truth of it all. A market doesn't have a conscience. It's a totally neutral mechanism. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just an engine that runs on the fuel of incentives. Whatever you put into it, it's going to amplify.
So, with this key in our hands, we can start to see the world less as some chaotic, random mess and more like a machine. Now, it's a really complex machine for sure, but it operates on predictable principles. You change the inputs, the incentives, and the outputs will change automatically.
Just think about how this plays out for businesses. A company might have this big, stated goal of being socially responsible. But if it's literally free to pollute, well, that's what the machine is going to produce. On the flip side, if building customer trust is directly linked to making more money, then, almost like magic, customer service gets way better. The behavior just follows the reward.
And this applies to workers too. You know, we might expect everyone to give 110%, but the incentive structure is what dictates the reality. A fixed salary? That often incentivizes doing just enough to not get into trouble. But then you switch to performance pay and suddenly effort skyrockets. The catch is, it's often laser-focused only on the things being measured, while other important stuff can get ignored.
And what about us as consumers? We're not irrational at all. We are incredibly sensitive to incentives. The logical thing might be to only buy what we really need. But a 50% off discount or a buy now, pay later offer? That creates a super powerful incentive that changes our behavior, like right away. Same thing goes for gas prices. A tiny change at the pump can literally shift the entire car market.
So here's the really crucial point. It is just like flicking a switch. You don't have to convince millions of people to change their minds or their morals. Nope. You just need to change the reward structure, and the machine of the market will automatically adjust what it puts out.
But, and this is a huge but, this incredibly powerful tool can go horribly, horribly wrong. What happens when our understanding of incentives is flawed? We get something called perverse incentives, and this is where good intentions can pave the road straight to disaster.
Here's the classic recipe. Step 1. You've got a noble goal. Let's improve student education, and we'll measure it with test scores. Okay. Step 2. You create what seems like a logical incentive. We'll pay teachers bonuses based on those scores. But step 3, this is where you see the perverse result. The real incentive wasn't to educate better, it was just to get higher scores. So teachers, being rational people, stopped teaching broadly and started focusing narrowly on test prep. The goal was defeated by its own incentive system.
And once you see this pattern, you see it everywhere. Police quotas that can incentivize writing pointless tickets instead of promoting public safety. Short-term corporate bonuses that can lead to crazy risky behavior that harms the company in the long run. Commission-based sales that might reward selling people products they don't need. These aren't failures of people, they are failures of incentive design.
So, okay, how do we make sense of all of this? How can we look at any situation, a company's strategy, a government policy, even our own behavior, and predict what's going to happen? Well, it turns out you only need to ask one single, simple question.
This right here is the master key.
Forget what people say their intentions are. Forget the mission statements. Forget the speeches. Just look at the system and ask what behavior is actually being rewarded here and what is being punished.
The answer to that one question will give you a shockingly accurate prediction of what's going to happen next. It explains why a company chooses a certain strategy, how much effort a team is actually going to put in, why financial bubbles form, and why government policies succeed or fail. It is the ultimate tool for analysis.
So in the end, maybe this is the best way to think about it all. Markets are just mirrors. They don't judge, they don't have opinions. They simply and powerfully reflect back the incentive structures that we create. So the real question for all of us then becomes, what do we want that reflection to